Welcome to Study Loop.
This is the answer to Chapter 22, problem number 25 from the Smith Organic Chemistry textbook. And this problem asks us, this problem says, with reference to the structures of acetylsalicylic acid, which is aspirin, and acetaminophen, which is the active ingredient in Tylenol, explain each statement. So statement A, acetaminophen tablets can be stored in the medicine cabinet for years, but aspirin slowly decomposes over time. And B, children's Tylenol can be sold as a liquid, acetaminophen dissolved in water, but aspirin cannot. Okay. And so basically, I've drawn the two structures here. And the point of difference to notice between these two structures is that in aspirin, we have an ester. So we have this ester functionality right here. Whereas in Tylenol, we have a similar functional group, but in Tylenol, it's an amide that we have. And so basically that's, the main difference. There's also Tylenol has the phenolic hydroxy group, whereas aspirin has a carboxylic acid. But that's not such a big difference. The main difference here in these two structures is aspirin has an ester and Tylenol has an amide. And the consequences of those two different functional groups explain these statements A and B here. So the ester is going to be more reactive. So ester more reactive than amide. And because of that, aspirin is going to decompose, whereas the Tylenol will not. So that takes care of statement A. Decompose. All right. And then as far as statement B, it's, exactly the same feature of the structures that accounts for that. And so if you try to dissolve aspirin in water, the ester will hydrolyze. So ester will hydrolyze. Oh boy. Let's try that again. Ester will hydrolyze in water, but the amide will not. And so Tylenol can be dissolved in water, as children's Tylenol is, but aspirin cannot because the ester will hydrolyze when you put it in the water. So again, the real explanation for parts A and B here is the presence of the ester in the aspirin versus the presence of the amide in the Tylenol. And I've labeled both of those functional groups, and that's the answer to Chapter 22, problem number 25.